I'm just letting you know now that this video is just going to be one big overshare, which I feel like I've done for the past 4 years that I've been on YouTube, but some of you probably don't care, some of you might find this interesting. These are more like personal questions, so like things that are going on with me and like a life update, I guess. But yeah, I think it's been a while since we've like sat down and had a little chat. There's obviously been stuff going on that I've not spoken about, so I just thought I would address everything and answer my most asked questions, because honestly I get questions every single day on Instagram DMs, and most of the time they're the same questions, or like even on YouTube and in the comments and stuff, like I get asked a lot of the same questions. So I'm just gonna take today and use it. Well, honestly, videos like this is why I get like stumbly with my words. They scare the life out of me. I don't know why. I feel like because it's so personal and I'm literally just like putting my life out on the internet, like you don't realize how scary that is. It's really scary. Anyway, okay, so I got you guys to ask me some questions on Instagram, and I honestly haven't had this many questions before. I'm gonna go in with an easy one. Is it coming home? That's easy, of course it is. I'm putting it out there that it's coming home. I feel like I've never really been into football, but I was into it at the World Cup, like around the time of the World Cup. That was the best year ever. I feel like it was 2018, I want to say. That was the best year ever. Love Island was so good. The World Cup was on. It was sunny all summer. That was honestly the best summer ever. But I'm really into football this time. I'm not really into it, but like, I can't say I've religiously watched all the games, but I definitely have been like checking the scores and stuff. Yeah, to answer that question, I have faith. I have every faith that we can bring this home. Are you glad you came back to YouTube? Absolutely. I feel like it was so weird because during the break, I'm not gonna lie, there was a point where I was like, do I even want to do this anymore? Like, do I need a new career path? And I'm glad that I took the time out to like really think about if this is what I want. And when I came to the decision that I wanted to come back, I was really skeptical. I was like, maybe I'll come back and just think that was a massive mistake. But no, I absolutely love filming, and I love doing YouTube, like regardless of whether it's a job or not. Like, I genuinely love it. It was just sad that I just kind of lost the love for it, but that love is 100% back. And I'm not gonna lie, there's still times like today, or like this past week has been so difficult. Like, there's been stuff going on in my personal life and I have not wanted to film, hence why I didn't upload on Sunday. But when I'm in that mood, I don't want to fake it, and I feel like my energy in this video might even be a little bit off because it's just been such a weird week for personal reasons, which I won't overshare on. But yeah, I do find it difficult on them days because obviously working for yourself, no one will tell you like you need to do this. Do you know what I mean? This was another question that I got quite a lot. Do you see yourself moving soon? Probably not anytime soon. I've been in this apartment a year now, and there's things that I don't like about it, I'm not gonna lie, but overall I do really like living here. The only reason that I can't see myself staying here that much longer is because obviously I'm renting this apartment, which is another question, do I rent or buy? I rent this apartment, and yeah, like obviously it's like empty money, and I'd rather invest and actually buy my own house. I wanted to live in the city centre for a little bit. I'd never invest in the city centre, but I wanted to live out my Carrie Bradshaw Sex and the City dreams, and honestly, like, I genuinely feel sometimes like I'm living as Carrie Bradshaw. Like, I'm in the center. Obviously not New York. I would love to live in New York. That is the one place that if I could live anywhere and pick up my family and move, it would be New York. I'm such a New York girl. But yeah, I get to like go for late night dinners and go for like city strolls and go for frozen yogurt at like 12 AM. It's so much fun living in the city center, and I feel like I'm always gonna cherish this year in my life, or these couple of years in my life, because this is what I've always wanted. This was a question I get a lot, and like people just like have this misconception on it. Why do you have 2 second names? So I'm not even going to go into detail about it because I don't need to, but I basically changed my name when I was 14. Just for personal reasons, nothing crazy, but I've gone by Madison Knowles since I was like 14. What do you do for your figure? I honestly, do you know what? I have dieted, I have done the whole gym thing, and for me, like, it just didn't work. I feel like now I just eat when I'm hungry and try and stay really balanced, and it's just working well for me. I feel like I can't say it would work well for everyone, but for me, that is what works. I control my portion sizes, because a lot of people were saying, how do you eat out all the time? Because I literally eat out so much, it's a joke. But how do you eat out all the time and not gain weight? And it's genuinely because I just control my portion sizes and I'm balanced. So if I know that I'm going out for dinner, I'll try and eat healthy for the rest of the day. I try and go to the gym, like, this doesn't always happen. Like, this week has been, I've been completely thrown off, so I've not been at all. But I try and usually go like 2 to 4 times a week. Okay, someone asked, how come you started drinking again? This is why I feel like sometimes it's really hard to like say things on YouTube, because people take it in a completely different context and then try and tell you that you're lying or like whatever. And when I was stopping drinking, it was just for a period of time, it wasn't forever. And I already said in a video, like, I did really struggle with it, but yeah, I was just basically like seeing if it was something that I could do, and it wasn't like a permanent thing. I did say when it's June 21st, when everything was meant to open, I was gonna like go again and start drinking. It did teach me a lot. It did teach me that alcohol really does affect my work, it affects my mental state, it affects a lot of things, and if anything, I definitely don't drink as much. Yeah, I know that I can go out without drinking now, which is obviously a massive perk, and I don't drink every single time I go out, so it has taught me some good lessons. But yeah, that's the only thing. Like, once I say something on YouTube, that's it. Like, people take that however they want to take it, and that is the only annoying thing. But it is what it is. It's part and parcel of the job, I guess. Hey, someone asked, do you still see your mum and dad? Of course, like, they live 20 minutes away, but obviously I've just not had them on YouTube and Instagram as much as I used to, or like at all. But yeah, of course I see my mum and dad. It's so funny, because this is like a prime example of what you see on social media doesn't, or what you don't see on social media doesn't mean someone is doing something or someone isn't doing something. Because I'm not posting my mum and dad on social media, someone is genuinely asking me if I see my parents. Of course. This was another very asked question. Why did you leave the religion you grew up in? The top and bottom of it was, it just wasn't for me. It wasn't what I was destined to be doing. I do believe in God. I go to church on Sundays. Well, I've started going back to church now. I went for the first time last Sunday and absolutely loved it. Like, that's where I belong. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that to me, I felt this sense of like warmth as soon as I walked into church. And I actually met or like saw a subscriber while I was there as well, which was so lovely. But I feel like that's where I belong. Whereas with the other one, it just was never right for me. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like talk badly about the religion, but it was just very judgy. It was very like male dominated as well. There's a lot of things that I think are normal now because of it that probably aren't. But the top and bottom of it was, it just wasn't for me. And I'm so grateful that I got brought up in it because of the morals I have, and it is a really good way of living. It's a very loving way of living. It made me very kind. It made me respectful to older people and to younger people. It made me like, I don't know, it kind of bubble wrapped me in a way from the world as well, which I'm so grateful for. And I'm grateful for my mum bringing me up in it. But like I said, it just wasn't for me anymore, and I know I've made the right decision. Someone asked, are you genuinely happy with yourself at the moment? I actually am. I feel like obviously everyone goes through shit. Like, everyone has tough times to deal with, and that's completely normal. But it's like I said in my video when I came back, emotions are like the weather and you're the sky. Like, they pass by. So this week's been really, really hard for me, and it's just one of those things that will pass. And life is so much more comforting when you think like that, because I know that however I'm feeling right now is going to pass in a few weeks or a few months. Do you know what I mean? Like, time heals everything, and I think understanding that will just make you a happier person all around, because when you're sad, you're still positive. And I think that's where I went wrong. Like, if I ever got into a negative headspace, I'd constantly victimize myself and be like, why am I feeling like this? Why am I sad? Whereas now I just kind of accept the emotion, write it out, and then move on. And I say this in every Q&A or like every video, but if you are sad, it's okay to take a break. Like, it's okay to give yourself a few days to like be sad, eat your comfort food, just chill. Like, that is okay. Do not stress yourself out about working. Like, obviously, like, we have to work, but like, if you're not working to your full potential, that is okay, but make sure it's only a few days. And after them few days, once you've allowed yourself to accept the emotion, that's when you pick yourself back up. So I usually say 3 days is like good. And then you can pick yourself back up because you've already been sad, you've already ridden that emotion. But that's what helps me anyway, and I feel like that has just made me such a happy person, because no matter what emotion I'm feeling, I'm always positive about that emotion, if that makes sense. It's okay to go through heartbreak. That's what life does to you. Like, regardless, heartbreak and sadness is inevitable. We are human. That is a human emotion. So yeah, like, it just, I don't know, shit like that for me just makes life so much easier. And once you accept that life is hard, it gets easy. Okay, I'm just gonna answer some more like random ones. How many piercings have you got? So I've got my 2 up here. I've got 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't, am I all right? 2 and 3. I can't even, yeah. 5 on this ear, 2 on this ear. I've got both of my nipples pierced. I used to actually have my wrist pierced, which is really random, but this was like my rebellious phase when I was 15. So in total, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 piercings. I was thinking about getting some more, but then I thought I need to actually relax, because for me, like, getting a piercing, and this is why I won't get tattoos, because if I get one, I'll get addicted to that like endorphin when you get something and you're like, ooh, this is cute, and then I'll probably end up hating it. In fact, I do actually like all of my piercings. I've not filled them all, I've just got these ones in today, but that's why I'm not having tattoos, because yeah, like I said, if I end up with one, I'll end up covered. I'd be that person with like just a black arm. What motivates you to achieve every goal? Honestly, me. I'm the person that motivates myself, no one else, because I feel like my younger self deserves the life that she wanted to live, if that makes sense. And I feel like, I don't know, life is so much more beautiful to me when you realize that this is life. Like, that sounds so weird, but like, this is, we are here literally by chance. We get to experience being a human and being on this planet, and I feel like that is so exciting. And I don't understand why you wouldn't want to take advantage of that and like use it to your full potential. And I feel like that is what motivates me more than anything. And I feel like that's how I manifested my dream job, which is doing YouTube and Instagram, because I wanted it so badly, because this, you know, like this is the life you get, and I feel like you should live it to your full potential and to your, like, you need to enjoy it, and you need to enjoy the career you're in. So if you're in a career where you're just not loving it, or like sad or whatever, honestly, like, try your hardest to manifest and try your hardest to work to be where you want to be. Like I said, you only get this life once, and you need to understand that you need to enjoy it as much as possible. So don't be in a dead-end job where you're not happy, because you're just going to use this life and be unhappy. You know what I mean? Obviously, providing for my family as well. I would love to buy my mum and dad a car one day, like separate cars, and I'd love to like buy them a nice house. I don't know, there's just certain goals that I would love to achieve that really push me to work harder. This one's random, but I'm gonna answer it anyway. What's your go-to Starbucks drink at the minute? Cool lime refresher, obviously, with strawberry syrup. Oh my goodness gracious me. I've actually just downloaded the Starbucks app. So, okay, I'm gonna end it on this one. What advice would you give to your younger self? Number 1, live your best life. I feel like I was way too stressed when I was younger about boys, about money, about where I was gonna live when I was older. You will find a way, I promise. And boys are not important, number 1. I think it's so funny when you're younger because your whole life is centered around boys. Like for me it was anyway. Like I was that girl that would be in a relationship with someone for a month and then cry about it when we broke up. Like, sis, no. I wish I would have known to find myself before I started dating, if that makes sense. But I guess you find yourself through dating as well, so I don't regret it completely. But I just wish I wasn't as stressed about it and wasn't as worried. But yeah, if I could give myself any advice, it would be just to live your best life. What else would I say? I'd say obviously don't sweat the small stuff, and everything is always okay in the end. I think that one is really important, because through everything, like, it was so funny because I found a picture the other day on my phone and I was crying on the picture. And I was thinking, but I was like really crying. It was obviously like sent in the group chat. I don't know why we do that as girls. Like, why do we send pictures crying? But yeah, like I sent this picture and I was like, what was I actually crying over? I couldn't remember, but at that time, that felt like the worst pain. And I think realizing that everything's gonna be okay in the end just gives you this sense of peace. And if someone told me at the time everything's gonna be okay, I'd be thinking it's not, the worst thing ever. But I'm fine now. Like, it's good. That situations, I don't even think about it anymore. So yeah, I'd say everything's gonna be okay in the end. So if any of my younger audience, take my advice. Okay, I'm gonna end this video here. That was probably the most random video ever, but I think when I'm in this mood, I just want to sit down and chat, and I need to feel like I'm with friends. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like trying to do a haul or like trying to do something really, I don't know, I just can't do it. So I think these kind of videos when I'm in just a little bit of a rut are probably the best, because I feel like I'm just unloading onto a friend. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.